It's been quite a while since I've seen these classic cartoon critters, and lately, they got a movie that released in theaters and on HBO Max. Like many other cartoons, they get the live-action treatment. Well, this film is a live-action animation hybrid, but you know what I mean, right? How did this new adventure fare out? I shall inform you if it's a nice diversion or just a huge drag. To prevent you from chasing things down, here is the spoiler alert I feel the need to distribute every now and then. Be safe in your hole and ready your feet when you need to run, alright? Good. Hey, I'm Owen, the fiction fanboy, and here's my review on Tom and Jerry 2021. In a world where the animals are animated and practically everything else is live action, Jerry Mouse is searching for a place to call home, whereas Tom Cat longs to be a famous piano player. During Tom's so-called blind performance, Jerry interferes so they can compete. Once the humans realize Tom really isn't blind, the two fight. Tom's instrument ends up breaking in half, and he bumps into Kayla, a youthly girl who has very little career success. Jerry gazes upon the Royal Gate Hotel and decides to make his new living space there. After her recent job failure, Kayla enters the same hotel, has a fake interview with another woman, steals her resume, and claims it as her own to work at the hotel. It seemed Jerry had found his supreme shelter by pickpocketing the things he needed to make his mouse cave, until the hotel knew there was a mouse, causing the inn staff to be alert. This was especially disturbing news considering Prita and Ben planned to get married in the sweet spot. Not long following the discovery, Tom has tried a few more times to get Jerry once he saw his rival living it up. Chaos occurs in the room, and it caught Kayla's attention, giving her an idea that just might work. She spoke with her boss and wanted to temporarily hire Tom as the official mice catcher. Thanks to awkward bellhop Joy, Kayla and Tom knew where Jerry has been hiding himself, although it's not exactly hiding since there was only one mouse hole and he was the only mouse in the hotel. Finding the mouse was easy. Getting him to leave, another story. While Tom was tasked with trying to lure Jerry out of his hole, the couple are doing their best to live with what they got. And they had their own problems, like Spike needing to be walked out, and the wedding ring on the bride's finger has gone missing. It took quite some time, yet Tom was finally able to convince Jerry to step out. The cat boxed the mouse, hoping to never see it again. Learning about Jerry's riddance, Kayla and the bartender celebrate. Unfortunately, during Tom's attempt to woo Toots with his piano and singing skills, Jerry was back with a vengeance, and proved it by dropping a ball on the cat's claw. Kayla noticed Jerry's return, and also, he had the wedding ring this entire time, and wouldn't give it up unless he'd be allowed to stay at the hotel. Would his request be granted? Not sure. Why is that? Because compared to what happened earlier in the room before Kayla knew Tom's name, Tom, Jerry, and Spike all wreaked havoc across the hotel. Terrence ends up being put on leave, and Kayla has become the new manager. She finds the cat and mouse on the roof continuing their feud. However, if they both want to remain at the hotel, they need to act like good siblings. The young lady has arranged a routine for the creatures. They'll be spending the entire day together and have to like it. Everything was working out for the two, despite some minor mishaps. Still, there was nothing that would cause a huge panic until they were at a baseball game. They not only caught the ball that costed the beloved team the game, but they were brought to a pet compound. Terrence finds the two and manages to manipulate them into ruining the wedding. His plan worked, causing the wedding to be cancelled and Kayla telling the truth about herself, making her quit her job. Tom and Jerry knew they were responsible for their mess, so they teamed up with Kayla in order to present a new wedding at the park. Everyone has admitted their mistakes, the marriage was successful, and things are as they should be, regardless of what you have to say about Tom and Jerry continuing their shenanigans. Once the credits are gone through, Ben is shocked to hear that he has to pay full price for both weddings. This motion picture is okay, I guess. I will give credit for the animation being good. The talent it took to have the cartoon characters interact with the IRL materials. The hijinks between the title characters are quite funny. They don't talk, and Hanna-Barbera didn't even think about trying to make a cinematic universe, unlike Scoob. Sadly, it's not enough to avoid addressing the following issues. The protagonists, looking at Tom, Jerry, Kayla, and Terrence, have their moments where they are unlikable, and I can't tell who I should root for. I don't have much beef with Prita and Ben as characters, though. Then there are these two problems. One that applies to previous Tom and Jerry films, and the other goes for multiple movies. First, like turning Dr. Seuss's short stories to big screen presentations. The simple premise fits TV programs, but nothing else. Otherwise, content needs to be added. The other problem? This film is less about Tom and Jerry's lifelong scuffle, and more about Kayla proving she can handle big things, and the wedding between Prita and Ben. Tom and Jerry 2021, you're kind of better and worse than Scoob at the same time, though I have to do what I did to Animal Crackers. Give you a question mark to represent my score. As much as I grew up with the many variants of the funny frenemies on television, the movie only briefly captures childhoods. Hopefully, Hanna-Barbera can make an excellent feature film with Warner Animation Group sooner rather than later. Want more fiction? Then please do what my friends say, comment below, and follow me on Instagram for thumbnail previews and teasers for upcoming YouTube videos. Fiction Fanboy has finished this video. Everyone keep fantasizing, and good night-o.